Northeast Arkansas News is brought to you by Glenn Sain.
And good evening, and thanks for joining us for your Northeast Arkansas Late News. I'm Josh Egbert. Business professionals and elected officials across 8 states are collaborating on ways to boost interest and the economy in rural areas across Arkansas's Delta. Northeast Arkansas' Simone Jamison has more from inside Delta Regional Authority's Leadership Institute.
Members of Delta Regional Authority's Leadership Institute discussed partnering for community success to help rural America compete in the global economy. They're a team of elected officials, business owners, and community developers.
As a part of this program, I'm hoping to utilize some of these tools that we're learning and some of the networks that we've gained to help look for ways to solve problems both in McCrory and the Delta and also in Little Rock where I live now.
Generational poverty is a large problem in the Delta, and we have seen that continue.
Attendees work together to solve problems affecting rural communities across 8 states, including a lack of job opportunity, stagnant wages, and shifts in population.
We've seen that increasing move toward urbanization all across the country. And because of that, there are common problems. I mean, Southern Illinois shares problems with Southern Louisiana when it comes to rural economic development. And this allows people to share their thoughts and hopefully share solutions and take it back to their own states.
Panelist Rex Nelson says that 2/3 of Arkansas's counties, including Mississippi and Phillips, have seen significant declines in population, mainly because folks are moving from rural areas to areas like here in Jonesboro and all across Greene County. The institution also introduces leaders like Erica Tate to new ways of thinking that can improve both rural and urban communities.
Some things that may seem simple, like starting an art co-op, can have a long-lasting impact on the community.
They develop data and help spur political involvement, looking to cities like Jonesboro as a guide. I'm Simone Jameson for Northeast Arkansas News.
Delta Regional's Partnering for Community Success session runs through Thursday at the Delta Center for Economic Development.
Now, your first weather.
And we saw some pretty nice conditions across Northeast Arkansas here today. Temperatures a little bit warmer than yesterday in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees across much of the area. Now it looks like some warmer weather is coming back to our region over the next several days. That means highs once again as we head into your Wednesday, probably close to 90, maybe even low 90s in some areas. Looking like low to mid 90s will be in the forecast as we head into the end of the work week and into the upcoming weekend. And as we increase the temperature, along will come the humidity as well. You'll definitely notice that by the time we get to Thursday and Friday, when our heat index values once again could be well close to 100 or maybe into the triple digits as we arrive into the weekend as well. Here's looking across the state then. The high temperatures today, 87. The high down on West Memphis, 88 degrees in Monticello, 88 degrees also Texarkana, Little Rock, 88 degrees in Russellville, 91 Fort Smith, and 90 degrees the high temperature today in Hot Springs. As we head to your Wednesday, lots of sunshine to start, 68 degrees around 7 o'clock in the morning, up to 88 already by lunchtime. So around noontime, seeing mostly sunny skies, and we're looking for a high reaching about 92 degrees here in Jonesboro on Wednesday afternoon. And you may notice a little increase in that humidity too. Probably not too bad Wednesday. Really going to notice that Thursday and Friday with dry weather continuing till the weekend. That's when a chance of rain returns. And we'll talk more about that with your local forecast coming up in just a few more minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Well, Westside School District is creating a magic school bus of their own. Northeast Arkansas's Alexis Padilla tells us about a bus and how it's helping students read.
This is not your average school bus. You could say it's a library on wheels. It's giving kids like Ruben a chance to embrace reading.
Books are good because they will help you learn and they will teach you what to do, what's wrong and right.
Westside School District is introducing the Warrior Reading Bus. It has hundreds of books inside, ranging from a kindergarten to a 12th grade reading level. Westside is using the bus as a way to improve their reading culture.
We're starting to see our scores go up. We're starting to see our students read more. So we wanted to just encourage them throughout the summer to continue reading. So we're hoping that they'll come in, get books, and enjoy them throughout the summer. And each week they can bring them back and get another book.
The Warrior Reading Bus will be going on every Tuesday from now until July 24th. With the exception of July 3rd, it will not be going. They'll be making stops in Bono, Egypt, and Cache. Administrators are hoping the bus will help prevent the summer slide in students.
During the time that we are out, the students lose some of what they've learned during the school year. So we're hoping to keep that lifted, and so that whenever they come in August for their first day of school, they have not lost a lot of that reading practice.
By the end of summer, they want kids to be excited to read.
We want to hear from them to see how much they enjoyed the reading. We want to hear their stories.
For Northeast Arkansas News, I'm Alexis Padilla.
Well, Jonesboro is home to what is being called a unique piece of sacred art. The Heritage Edition of the St. John's Bible will be in Jonesboro for the next 2 months. The Bible is the first illuminated Bible commissioned by a Benedictine monastery in the modern area. It is the first handwritten Bible in 500 years. Monks took as long as 12 hours to write each page. It also includes contemporary images of some of the biggest events over the past 2 decades. Monks started writing the Bible in 2000 and it wasn't completed until 2011.
We would recognize the Twin Towers from 9/11, the killing fields of Cambodia, our piles of shoes. I would hope there would be a sense of holy awe and great reverence for the Word of God.
The St. John's Bible will be on display at the St. Bernard's Villa until the end of July. You can visit it through Monday through Friday from 9 to 4 and again on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 2. Well, you don't have to be a farmer to get close to these animals. Fairhaven's Farms in Truman is hosting their annual farm camp. Dozens of kids are already signed up for the 2-day event. Kids get to learn about a variety of animals and they care for them, make handcrafts, and learn about Arkansas roots. The kids spend all day outside where they can get to see hundreds of animals.
You can really connect with all different kinds of animals and really get to know what it's like to live on a farm. My favorite animal is the rabbits. They're so cute and fluffy. You can get in the cages with them and play with them.
The 2-day camp costs $40. Fairhaven's Farms will be hosting the camp every Monday and Tuesday throughout the month of June. Well, today is the premier day for the ASU Regional Farmers Market in Jonesboro, and it seems like things are off to a pretty good start so far. The farmers market had at least 100 visitors today. In the coming weeks, vendors will look to sell non-traditional products that aren't sold at regular grocery or retail stores. That includes organic vegetables, bath products made out of goat's milk, and tie-dyed shirts. Farmer Jerry Whiten is a vendor this year, selling cabbage, lettuce, and squash.
It's been difficult for the farmer with there was no spring. You know, it went from very cold weather to extremely hot. So it's hard for the plants to adapt, and it's hard for the farmers to you know, stay up with their changing conditions. But that's part of farming.
The ASU Regional Farmers Market is held every Tuesday and Saturday along Red Wolf Boulevard, just right across the street from ASU. It is open Tuesday from noon until 5 and again on Saturday from 7 a.m. until 1 p.m. Well, it is that time of year when many families head to the pool, but there are some precautions you need to take to make sure you and your family stay safe this summer. Dr. Ryan Stanton has more in this week's edition of What's Going Around.
I'm Dr. Ryan Stanton, and it's time to find out what's going around. As the weather warms up and pools are open, there's a fear that rises every single year, and that's about dry drowning. This is the parent version of the boogeyman, a stealth enemy that we fear will harm our children after a day in the water. Unfortunately, despite the hype, dry drowning just simply does not exist. This is a myth that is propagated by the media every single year about children that go swimming and end up dying hours or days later without symptoms or warning. Unfortunately, this doesn't happen. There are only 3 accepted definitions of drowning. First is fatal drowning, then non-fatal drowning with injury, and finally non-fatal drowning without injury. There has been no documented cases of fatal drowning that occurred hours or days after the initial drowning incident without significant symptoms to warn of lung damage or compromise. Basically, if your child is symptom-free, there's been no documented case of a later death from drowning. Most of the cases that you see in the media are completely unrelated to drowning. If your child coughs some and then is completely fine, you really don't need to worry about that. But if your child or family has ongoing cough, symptoms of respiratory distress, increased work of breathing, or excessive fatigue after a non-fatal drowning, they need to get checked out right away. Symptoms can deteriorate later, but again, symptoms will be there from the onset after the event and then worsen. It's very important to keep your kids safe and take the proper safety precautions and measures, but there is no reason to live in fear of a media monster that rears its head every single summer. We'll talk more about pool safety next week, so make sure you tune in to check that out. You can join the conversation at our What's Going Around page on Facebook or at Everyday Med on Twitter. Until next time, I'm Dr. Ryan Stanton, and that's What's Going Around.
Well, Chris joining us now, and we have one good day ahead of us before that humidity.
Yeah, before we get the warm and humid weather back in the area. Today's high is in the upper 80s, so really right where we need to be this time of year. 88 was a high here in Jonesboro. Normal high this time of year, 87. After starting on the low 60s this morning, but we will be a little bit warmer tomorrow, probably low 90s. Heat and humidity really return by the end of the work week and into the upcoming weekend. We'll talk more about that when we come back.